Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Morning, Kayla. Good morning. It's almost afternoon. It's just before noontime Central Time. Brandon, DJ, good morning. Yeah, Kayla. Yeah, I'm just in the Dallas area, just east of Dallas. Yep. Okay, guys, get ready. Okay, so everybody knows, most people know we're going to have severe weather today, right? So everybody's very familiar with that. Yeah, it's coffee time. I just had some coffee, matter of fact. Let a few more people get on here and we'll start rolling. Good morning, everybody. Has some major updates. So anyway, Storm Prediction Center right now has got an enhanced risk out, and this is going to change here in about 20 minutes. We're going to go to moderate risk, but I'll give you more details on that in a minute. So big slight, big enhanced. The biggest thing is you can see they've got a 2%, 5% up to Tulsa, goes down to South Oklahoma City, and then a big 10% with a hatched over East Texas, Central Texas, down to Austin, Northeast, Southeast Oklahoma, Southwest Arkansas, extreme Northwest Louisiana. So bottom line, and again, I'm going to show you a lot of weather data, and you're going to see a lot of different things. This is the one of the models. This is the V3 from this morning. The HR are similar. The nested grid, 3 kilometer. These are just different models used. The Burin model, I'll show you that in a minute. Most of the models, most of the short-term cams, the high res, they basically what they're doing is we're capped right now in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. There's some warm air at about 10,000 feet, and it's got a lid on things, but that's starting to break. The cold air loft's starting to come in now toward the I-35 corridor. There's showers and almost thunderstorms now breaking out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We'll show you the radar in a minute. So the general idea is we start developing storms around noonish, 1 o'clock on the I-35 corridor, and then as they go east, and they get in this deep low-level jet wind over here to the east, from Dallas over to Shreveport, Texarkana, Southeast Oklahoma, McAllister, Fort Smith. You're going to start breaking out supercells ahead of the cold front. The cold front's back west of Oklahoma City. You're right near Oklahoma City, back out toward Abilene. It's way back out here. So this is like warm air infection supercells out ahead of the line. And that's the general idea of what we're looking at. If we look at current satellite right now, you can see the cold front showing up really well. This is up near Vernon, Wichita Falls, just northwest of Wichita Falls, and the cold front's approaching Abilene right now. You can see the fine line, boom, 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 comes all the way down. And if you look over East Texas here, and this is gonna be kind of hard to see, but this is Dallas Metroplex right here, right? So temperatures in the mid 70s, 74. It looks like we might even have some 78, 75, 78 just southeast of Dallas, where we've had some partly cloudy just southeast of Dallas here. So we got a lot of partly cloudy over here in northwest Louisiana and southwest Arkansas. But bottom line is very warm, very moist morning out, and the humidity, these high 60 dew points near 70 are extending up in Oklahoma right now, mid to upper 60s. So basically these showers are breaking and developing right now, and as that continues to happen, we're going to get, let me go to another radar map here. As that develops happen, is we got some storms now trying to form here in the Metroplex, and as you can see, that is just now developing. They're not severe; they're just now starting to form kind of a showery line as cold air loft is coming in from our west. And basically, the cap line right now at 700 millibars, kind of ballpark is like that. So that's kind of the 10 line, and so it's got a lid on things, right? And the cool air loft is coming in like this, right? And it is this wrap around. As that cold air gets closer and closer to this moist axis and this low-level jet axis in here, then you're going to get storms starting to fire right down this line, and they're going to start rocketing up like this, right? And you're going to start, and these thunderstorms they're not have to be really big. They can be almost like think of a real small miniature supercell. Some of these things on radar today may look really small and wimpy, but in reality, because there's so much wind shear and so much helicity, and the clouds outside, I'll show you in a minute, are so low, and the LCLs are so low, it's going to be really easy to get tornadoes to spin up, right, on these cells once they get up and going, and they get up in the 40,000 foot range. And then, like I said, we're 11:15 now. That's going to happen. They just got word a minute ago. Do not have the outline yet. A moderate risk is outcoming. This will be breaking weather. A moderate risk is going to be issued by the Storm Prediction Center on the 11:30 update. They're working on the coordinates now with the regional weather offices. Again, I do not have the outline on it. My gut is, and again, I'm not privy to the outline. My gut, based on the data, cams, radar data, current satellite data, And the general idea would not be surprised if the moderate risk does something like this. And again, I could be off 100 miles on this. I'm going to get my best guess on this. I would not be surprised if we see a moderate risk do something something close to this. It may not be that far northwest, but and then come back over and then, you know, do something like this. And again, I do not have this information yet, but I would look for some kind of moderate risk is forthcoming. And by the storm predictions, I'm great at moderate risk, and I don't know what the wording is going to be. But given the fact that cams have a lot of these storms that are rotating with a lot of helicity tracks all through this area, right? We're going to see some intense supercells, a few damaging tornadoes, possibly long track tornadoes, and especially as you get after that 4 o'clock time frame, that 4 to 9 o'clock tonight, this area to me is like the bullseye. It's up in this northeast corner. It's east of Dallas, Tyler, Shreveport, Texarkana, Idabel, Hugo, Paris. This is the area that's going to have big problems after 5 o'clock. I think you're going to expect damaging tornadoes in here. Again, we're waiting for the 11:30 update from the Storm Prediction Center. They're upgrading to moderate risk. Again, don't know the wording, but I'm sure they're going to include, you know, damaging tornadoes in this moderate risk area, as the outside is very buoyant, very fluid. Let's go outside and look. So right now I'm over here in East Texas, just east of Dallas, and back to my east here. Just ignored the Goodwill sign there, but anyway, the sun's out at times, partly cloudy in places. So we've got these bands, these clouds just looking back to the west. These bands are passing from south to north at about 50 miles an hour. Things are ripping to the north really fast. So again, as time warrants and we get heating and things continue to heat up, things will get more and more crazier as the day goes on, right? We do have some severe thunderstorm warnings back. It looks like we get intense thunderstorms are now developing back on the cold front. This is going to be back in southwest Oklahoma. You got storms northwest behind the cold front, back west of Oklahoma City, and then you've got storms probably. Looks like just behind the cold front. You can see the cold front. It's right here. See that fine line on radar? That's the cold front. If we go to velocity data right here, I'm going to just look at this. Yeah, there's the cold front. Right here's the cold front. We're looping at Frederick. Looks like the cold front's past Frederick. You'll watch this fine line right here. It's out in front. It's about to loop. Data's been pretty tough today, and it'll pop up here in a minute. There we go. About to start the loop, and we'll see what it does here. Here we go. Boom. Here comes the cold front. Boom, there goes a fine line. So there's the cold front, and right here it is. I'll draw it out for you. So these storms north of the cold front, right? There's the cold front. So your cold air back in here, probably in the 50s, maybe in the 40s now. So these storms are going, the low-level jets are running these storms up and over the cold front, and there'll be hailers. There'll be elevated hailers, right? The tornado threat's over once this front passes, right? In the draw line. So as you can see, we're starting to get some storms in the Metroplex. Things are starting to heat up. And like I said, I think give it another, I'm going to say 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, but another 2 hours, things will really ramp up very hard now in this area right here, probably this general zone right here. 1 to 2 o'clock, thunderstorms are going to start coming uncapped as the cold air loft comes in. We're going to get full-blown thunderstorms developing, right? And they're going to start lifting north-northeast and start producing tornadoes. So very close to the I-35 corridor. Might be just, most of the models are pretty consistent. It's like Dallas. It's kind of, again, this, guys, I'm cutting hairs here. It's in this general zone right here. This is where this says the first supercells of the day develops around 1 to 2 o'clock. And they start, and there may be tornadoes in Dallas Metroplex, right north of Dallas Metroplex in this general area. They start getting some kind of low-end tornadoes in this general area. Again, it could be in, you know, EF1. If it goes through a heavy populated area, it's going to do damage, right? So you got to be on guard from noon on. Traffic, I don't have to tell you, you know, you got 30, you got all these interstates are going to have lots of traffic on them. 75 east, 35 east and west. You got 75 running up here this direction. They're already packed. I mean, I was down Metro this morning, and, you know, left there around 8 in the Dallas Metroplex. Just massive congestion, right? It's Friday. It's Texas. A lot of good news. There's a lot of construction. A lot of Texas is booming, right? We all know that, right? It's done well. So the area roads are packed, and of course all these red dots are chasers out. You can see everybody's lining up all over Texas. A bunch of guys are coming down from Norman, and they're lining up everywhere, all on the interstate. So again, the biggest news is we're going to go to a moderate risk on the 11:30 update. Let me check and see if it's out yet. I doubt if it's out yet. It might be out any minute. And nope, it's not. It's about 10 minutes early. So they're coordinating it right now. Let's check. I got another site I can check and see if it's out. I don't think it's going to be out yet here. Text data. No, it's not out yet. So about 10 minutes, we'll have the new update, right? So you can see it's got a big area of wind is also a big threat. So not only do we have this severe storm, so as you get, let me go back to radar. So as we get severe storms, you got these storms going to develop out ahead of the line. These are just kind of warmer effects and thunderstorms, right? And that's what's going to develop first. These get going, start producing tornadoes, and this line will eventually, by 3 to 4 o'clock, this line will be over in this area, right? And you'll have tornadic storms doing this in this general area, right? And they're doing that. While that's doing that, then this cold front over here starts getting closer over here. Storms are going to intensify on the cold front, and you're going to have embedded tornadoes along the cold front. Also, there's going to be west winds as this whole upper wave comes over us. It's the upper low is back. It will be back over Amarillo and it goes negatively tilted, and the jet core axis comes in blasting hard in this area at both surface and mid levels, right? So you're going to have these big southeasterly winds piling in like this afternoon. That's probably a little bit more extreme. That's probably more like this. And as you get more back, as you get farther east, and as that cold front comes surging in to the Dallas Metroplex, does this, you can have west winds at 35 to 40, and you're going to have these wind shear, and you're going to have these spin ups on this cold front. As the cold front comes in around 5-ish, 6 o'clock in the Dallas Metroplex, there will be additional severe thunderstorms, additional tornadoes, and additional damaging winds on the cold front. And that's a second event, right? So there's 2 events coming out, and most models have a 2-line, a broken line of tornadic storms over East Texas, Southeast Oklahoma, ongoing, and then you're going to have another line of severe thunderstorms and possible tornadoes back along the cold front as it comes slamming in to the I-34 corridor. So be ready. Tornado watch will be out this afternoon. Expect an upgrade. As soon as we go to an upgrade, I'll bring the live feedback up. No car washes today. Storms will be moving probably north-northeast at 45 miles an hour, and so they're going to be tough to stay up with. But that's kind of the general consensus of what's going on today. Everybody stay safe and watch these warnings. Remember, these storms will be moving fast. Don't get caught in traffic. If you see tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings coming up from the Dallas metro area around 1 or 2 o'clock, don't get on the interstates and get trapped in traffic with big hail and possible tornadoes, right? On any of the interstates here. That's going to be a big problem this afternoon. Is my biggest fear. So anyway, everybody take care, stay safe. We'll try to stream if we can. It's we'll see what happens today. All right, everybody, if you have any questions, real quick, I'll try to answer them, and then I'll dump off here, get back to chase this stuff. Anybody got any questions? I-35, 826 are probably going to be packed, yes. Okay, MD's out. Chris is telling me I got an MD out. Let's look at this here. Let's see what we've got here. Storm Prediction Center, MD. Okay, I don't see it yet. I don't see that one. Maybe it's on another thread. Hang on. MD, don't see. I think that we've got a lot of. Don't see it yet. Don't see the MD yet. No, this is not a May 3rd event. This is not a May 3rd event. Absolutely. Moderate's out. Yep. Let me go to another. Go on the storm prediction site. SPC says no MD, but I know one's been issued. Okay, let me go to, yeah, got it. Let's go to Twitter. Twitter's going to have it. Twitter's always fast. Day 2. It's like, I'm just waiting here. Let me go to Texas. Okay, just waiting for it to pop up here. Okay. Just waiting for the MD. Yeah, everybody's, my goodness. Okay. Just to give you guys an idea. This is probably not going to mean nothing to anybody. This is this is off the SPC page, and what this is they take all the models, let's say 8 or 10 models. These are all the high-risk hams, and they say, where do you generate rotation? Okay, and they put them all together, and so it's like if you take 10 different models, it's like talking to 10 different people and say, hey, what do you think is going to happen? And they all tell you their opinion, right? They'll give you an output. If you'll notice, here's Dallas Metroplex, and just north, like south central Oklahoma, southeast Oklahoma, just south of Tulsa, the MD's going to moderate, MD moderate's going out. All this area, look at this, all the way to Little Rock, all the way to just east of Tulsa, Fayetteville, McAllister, north of Dallas, east of Dallas, southeast of Texas, Tyler, just northwest of Shreveport, Texarkana, southeast Oklahoma, damaging tornadoes, right? I should be having a moderate risk now. Let's go try to get it. I think they're saying they're going to moderate. I'm going to go to convective. Let me go to this. There it is. Got it. Okay, I got them. Well, it updated but didn't update. Just a minute. I've got it. It's coming in here. Give me just a second, folks. I've got the moderate risk now. It's coming in. The website had it and then it crashed. And people were having problems. We go 1121. Moderate risk. Let me see what this say. Moderate risk is out. I don't know. Strong slowly wind. Yep. Indication the mid-level capping inversion on the 12Z Fort Worth is rapidly eroding, saturated banner layer, right? Warm sector by night. Thunderstorms will be fast moving by 19Z, which is 12 o'clock. Forecast sounding show favorable low, deep, low shear outdraft rotation and tornadoes, including strong tornadoes. This main forecast question whether activity will become widespread early, rapidly weaken instability. Okay, blah, blah, blah. For these reasons, we've upgraded to a risk for Architects region. So it's the Architects region, and again, the maps, it's not unusual, waiting for the map to update here. Okay, the map on that is not updated. Let me see if it, there we go, boom. Okay, here we go, there's a moderate. So it goes in just south of Fort Smith. That's gonna be just near and southeast of McAllister, includes Audubon, comes down, and let me go to Storm Prediction Center. Sometimes it takes a few minutes to get the Storm Prediction Center to load. That's just the way it is. The site's getting hit real heavy right now. Still don't have the it'll load in just a minute. Sometimes it takes a few seconds to load after they send it. So basically there's the moderate. Okay, and let me see if they've changed the tornado probabilities. I gotta double check, make sure this is a new one, not the old one. 1630. Ooh, 15% hedge. That's pretty major. Went from 10, now we're up to 15. Okay, so this is a very intense, damaging tornadoes. There's Ardmore. See, there's Ardmore's I-35. So it starts just east of there. It's just southeast of Durant, just near McAllister, just near Fort Smith, South Fort Smith, just to the northwest of Little Rock, back down in Arkadelphia. Looks like it barely brushes, may include Shreveport, and then back south here, southwest, right? Let's see if the Storm Prediction Center, just waiting for it to update. The site's getting hit. Yeah, I got that. Everybody's dinging me now, saying everybody's hitting the moderate risk button. Yeah, we'll have it here in just a second. It takes just a few minutes to come out. Yeah, so basically what I just talked about is going to happen is basically the we're going to get, yeah, it's pretty major. Just waiting for this. Once this updates, then I can get all the towns on the appropriate list here. Yep. Let me try another way. Give me just a second here. So it's kind of expected. We're talking behind the scenes with other weather people, and I expect that to happen, right? Give me just a second here. Let's try to pull it up another way. You guys can see what's going on outside. Log in. Yep. Give me just a second here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Give me just a second here. There's a ping. So the moderate starts on the east side of Dallas. It starts, yeah, there it is. Okay. So, yeah, so it starts at Teller, the town of Teller right here. Yeah, MB's that. So this is, it starts just about 20, 30 miles east of downtown Dallas. Goes all the way to Paris. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that outlook 100%. Matter of fact, that was my base of my prediction that internally last night, talking to other chasers, that we'd have a moderate today. They didn't believe me last night, and I said, oh yeah, it's going to be moderate. Storms are slowly cranking up now near Denton, not tornadic, not severe. Just FYI, the models say the first supercells of the day, possibly producing tornadoes, are in this general area about 1 o'clock. See, Denton, McKinney, Sherman, Denison, Gainesville, keep your eye out in the next couple hours. This is where the first supercells of the day start developing, so get ready. And again, I wish that SBC site would come up because it just does a really good job on, there we go, finally loaded. Okay, here we go. So here's the moderate now. Tulsa slight, you can see that the hand's it's still over. Just looks like a mulligan. Goes down the I-40 corridor, then comes back southwest. And there's the moderate. That's a pretty doggone big moderate, right? 2%, 5% Tulsa. Then we got 10%, 15% Hatch. That's gonna be Lawrence destructive tornadoes. Okay. Yeah. You guys got it. You guys on the metro. We got a wind threat. Look, they went 45% Hatch on wind. Very damaging winds. So not only do we have the tornadoes out ahead of the line, there's going to be some. There's going to be very destructive, especially in this Northeast Texas corridor. I think we're going to have very destructive tornadoes. We got an extremely damaging wind event as well. So you're going to have a double whammy. You have the first renegade storms out ahead of the line, producing tornadoes. Cold front fires back west, or it's already fired technically, moves in, slams into this deep moisture, this low-level jet, and next thing you know, we have we got tornadoes going on. Everybody's dinging me. Say, okay, there's my tornado. Okay, tornado watch is forthcoming. Tornado watch is now forthcoming. Again, guys, the sites are crashing because they can't keep up. Tornado watch is coming out momentarily for that area right there. And it goes well west of Fort Worth. It goes up to about just south of Pauls Valley, west of Ardmore. That's going to go down over back southwest of Ardmore, northwest of Fort Worth. That's about halfway. Abilene's right here. It's halfway between Abilene and Fort Worth. There's a tornado risk coming out. Yeah, there's the tornado watch getting ready to get issued, and I don't know if it's going to be a PDS watch or not. There we go. Finally got there we go. Super substantial all hazards for gradually increasing this afternoon. Tornado watch will be required. Okay, probably the next hour or two. So there's the front back in Oklahoma we just talked about. And see, potential supercells gradually increasing. All hazards likely. Significant tornadoes, widespread damage, large hail. Tornado watch will be required early this afternoon. We got realized radar. Talking about the front advancing down south. It's 70 degree points spreading north in the Dallas Metroplex right now as we speak. Level of moisture is beneath substantial capping inversion. That's what the cap we talked about at 700 millibars, which is about 10 right now south in the Fort Worth area, but that's going to quickly drop to 5 by about 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. It goes down rapidly in the next 2 hours. Once DPA establishes rapid, yep, favorable shear, provide a little southerly better. Yep, 15 knots, risk for strong significant tornadoes will ensure. Okay, so as soon as the cap comes off, basically here's what's going to happen. As soon as the cap comes off, which may be about another hour, maybe another hour, it may go another hour. They're coming. I mean, they're not exploded yet, right? Let's see how tall they are. They're maybe 15 or 20. Oh, they're a little bit bigger. This is what we got here. I'm 25. They're not quite there yet, but you got to be concerned. You got to be really situation aware. When these storms start developing, you get 25, you start getting up 35, 40,000. There'll be some 60,000, 50,000 foot storms today. But when you start getting 40, 45,000, the storms are now getting 30. So you got to start paying attention because sometimes these things can spin up really quick with not much warning. And these things will be moving at 50, right? So Denton, there you go. There's your first thunderstorm, and look at the attribute on that thing. It's already coming up pretty fast. So it's going to be moving north-northeast to see what we've got here. I don't care about William there. It's what their attribute, about north-northeast at 39 knots, about 45 miles an hour. So it's going to go from Denton, almost crossing Red River in about a little over about 30 minutes there, right? About 1 hour. 1 hour. So they're hauling. They're flying. So you can imagine if you get a tornado or something on the ground, it's going to be about a mile a minute. A mile a minute is about how fast, just maybe a little under a mile a minute today, right? So they're gonna be flying. So anyway, that's it right now. We've got a moderate risk. Yeah, there's gonna be some hail, big hail, golf ball, maybe even some baseballs, especially get east. Over in East Texas, low level jet, wind shear is extreme. The clouds above me are flying north at about 50 miles an hour, 45. Everything's set, guys. We're in the mid 70s. The sun's out to my east over here. Still, I got a lot of breaks to my east. So you can see on the satellite, we're going to warm into the upper 70s, low 80s, just east of the Dallas Metroplex. Strong low-level jet, strong low-level shear. Helicity 300 to 500 as you go from east of Dallas. Helicity, storm relative helicity, which is going to create the storms to spin up really, really fast, really easy. The clouds are fairly low to the ground already, and you bring the upper dynamics out. You bring the mid-level cooling in, and you got the ingredients for bad stuff to happen today. So long track, damaging tornadoes, embedded tornadoes on the cold front. Later this evening as the cold front slams into 935 in the Dallas Metroplex at 5, 6 o'clock time frame. We're gonna have supercells on that with embedded tornadoes and damaging winds for sure as that squall line blasts east after 5 o'clock. So anyway, we expect a full gamut of severe weather. There's going to be, unfortunately, probably some damage across this area today, so we'll be covering that. I will tell you, I'm chasing with some new technology today. I won't unveil it right now, but I'll tell you, I'm pretty confident I'll be showing it later as things warrant. But you want to tune in later today. I got some really, really, really cool technology today with me. It's bad. I'm just telling you, it's really, 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 really cool. You want to tune in later. You don't want to miss it. It's really cool. So, all right, guys, I'm in chase mode. We're gonna be going here soon. So, anyway, thank you. I'll talk slower. It's get pretty pumped when things are getting ready to get out of control here. So, anyway, get ready. We're gonna have a big tornado day today. It looks like. All right, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. And yes, I hate nighttime storms too, moving at 40, 50 miles an hour in the piney woods of East Texas and Southwest Arkansas and those areas. That's makes it very tough going for sure. All right, everybody, thank you. Appreciate it for tuning in today. We'll bring up the stream a little bit later.